Highway 71, mile marker 214, just north of Versa for a vehicle.
A fast-moving winter system swept across Minnesota, spreading dense wet snow that quickly coated major highways. Visibility dropped sharply as icy layers formed beneath new snowfall, creating treacherous conditions that caught many drivers off guard across widening storm-affected regions. Major corridors, including long stretches of I-94, faced repeated shutdowns as semis jackknifed across slick pavement. Chain reaction crashes unfolded when multiple trucks lost traction, blocking lanes, trapping motorists, and forcing extended closures until heavy rescue operations stabilized conditions. Emergency responders encountered overwhelming pressure as vehicles spun out across primary routes. Dispatch centers filled rapidly with reports of collisions, disabled cars, and blocked lanes, forcing coordinated efforts to prioritize critical calls while hazardous conditions continued intensifying statewide with growing complexity.
Có mong tờ ít thằng to nó sao nó thấy tiếng nó mày sao ta nó tờ chơi tiếc cũng chờ ta nó nói nghe luôn cái gì chúa tôi sai lớn xứ gì là sao nó là lỡ tới.
State agencies reported hundreds of crashes throughout the storm's peak, including overturned semis and wedged trailers. Troopers navigated hazardous stretches to reach injured occupants, while crews worked cautiously to remove heavy rigs without triggering secondary incidents on the unpredictable icy surfaces. Footage captured plow operators carving narrow paths beside toppled trailers, while tow crews fought freezing winds. Reporters documented responders working in near-whiteout conditions, carefully stabilizing disabled trucks without causing additional collisions, as visibility dropped sharply across exposed interstate corridors. Authorities explained that a rapid temperature drop transformed earlier rainfall into a concealed ice layer. This hidden glaze reduced traction instantly, causing widespread slide-offs and making the storm far more destructive than typical early-season systems affecting Minnesota highways. State patrol units coordinated with transportation agencies to manage closures, redirect traffic, and stabilize chaotic scenes. Troopers documented jackknifed trucks blocking lanes, emergency lights reflecting off drifting snow, and long lines of stranded vehicles awaiting clearance in deteriorating conditions.
Better go check out what's going on there.
Local reporters filmed crews battling intense winter conditions to reach disabled semis. Plow drivers forced narrow clearances along cluttered lanes, while tow operators worked carefully to upright rigs without triggering further collisions amid gusty winds and obscured visibility.
Thì nó lỡ tôi thâu lỡ chế và tôi thâu lỡ nữa sau nó thì tiền thì mà nó giờ lúc có ý lên tôi thấy là một chi thì ta mà chuyện rằng cái là một trâu nữa.
Farther south, lighter snowfall still produced hazardous travel as icy patches remained hidden beneath wind-driven flurries. Even during brief lulls, drivers encountered sudden loss of traction, causing unexpected skids that complicated navigation despite lower accumulation totals across affected communities. Schools, transportation hubs and businesses announced widespread delays and closures. Airports faced significant disruptions as plows struggled to maintain essential services, while officials urged residents to avoid non-essential travel due to persistent slick conditions on untreated secondary and rural roads. Snowfall totals varied widely, with northern and central counties recording the deepest accumulations. Cleanup crews worked continuously to clear compacted drifts, while residents dealt with buried vehicles and driveways repeatedly overwhelmed by heavy waves of dense, moisture-laden snowfall.
I copy. Before we get to it.
Ở hai đứa chậm giờ tới là lũ nhớ chỉ tổ là nó ở tôi nhớ là sợ nó luôn nó luôn chứ chỗ cha